All right, crew, welcome back into the channel. We got top automations today for your social media marketing agency. Let's just jump right into it. So if you guys are not on ClickUp, you should definitely be on here. This is the best project management system for agencies today. This is what we use. It's 10 out of 10, does what we need it to do. And I want to show you guys some really simple automations today that are going to make your life a lot easier. Now, these are what I would consider like the beginner automations, things that you should just know about. So if you're not real familiar with the platform yet, or you're just getting going, or you haven't really set up any automations, well, let me just take you through a few of them. Now, we have just a task list here, and these are the automations that I want to show you today. First one being an automatic assignee. Now, automatic assignee is really great for any time that you create a new task and you automatically want someone to be assigned to it. So say you have an onboarding process or you have a certain task that needs to be done by the same person every single time. Well, this is how we do it, okay? So we just come up here to the automations tab. So the automations tab is basically for any automation that you do want to utilize is going to start up here. Now, before you just click the big button of automations, you're going to actually push the little drop down arrow. And the drop down arrow is kind of like a shortcut almost to automatically assigning tasks to a specific person. So what you can do here is just click the select assignee button, and then I could just select me because I'm the only person on this list. And it will automatically assign any task to me when a new task is created. Now, if I want to add watchers, and watchers are simply just people that might manage a certain department or oversee a certain task to make sure that it gets done, you can also select a watcher for this task, and then this will automatically start to assign people. And if I add a test here, boom, there I am as the automatic assignee. Let's go ahead and delete that real fast. All right, so that's automation number one. All right, click that complete. All right, next one's going to be automatic due dates. Okay, now on automatic due dates, typically people try to come over here and select a due date, which is totally fine. And if you're wanting to set up recurring due dates where, a specific task needs to recur every single week or maybe every month, okay, you can set those recurring and you can make that happen here where we select weekly, monthly, or if you want to do something a little bit more custom on a recurring cadence, you can do that as well. So that's one way of doing automatic due dates. The other way is through the automations tab, okay? Now, with this, we can add an automation in, and this might be when a specific task is created or maybe a status changes, something along those lines. We set a custom due date, and anytime that we go to set a custom due date, we just are going to scroll down into change due date, and then select an option, and you might have a specific sequence for certain tasks where it's like, hey, 3 days after we create this task, it is due on this date. So typically what I would do is days after the trigger date. And so you would just change this here, and I'm in dark mode. This is something that ClickUp hasn't changed yet, but I'll push 3 here, and you can see if I highlight it, it is 3 days after the trigger date. So you could do this in a lot of different ways. It's a really effective automation to have anytime that you have kind of recurring tasks or something that is very systemized as far as, hey, when this happens, it needs to be 3 days out when this is due. We utilize this a lot with our creative teams, and any new task that comes in that a certain day after it is in a certain stage, it's due. So it's like, hey, we're in post-production for this, and post-production should only take about 3 days. So it's automatically assigned to them that in 3 days, this task is due. So really effective automation if you're not wanting to have to, every single time you create a task, assign a new due date, okay? All right, that's automatic due dates. Moving into applying automated templates. On automated templates, typically, if you have like a specific task that is recurring and you need to have like a certain profile filled out, or you're onboarding a specific client and you have a certain amount of tasks that you want done, there's a couple different ways that we can do this. So one of the first ways is that we can manually enter a template. Now, they just added this pin a template to ClickUp, which is a really cool feature. So let's say we have our new onboarding template here. I'm just going to pin this template right at the top here. So when we go to add a new task, we just click this little down arrow here, and then we can see here, I can click on this and our new onboarding template will come on here. It automatically assigns it to me. And if I look inside of here, awesome, all my client profile, important documents, client overview, yada, yada is all in here. And then it automatically creates a client notes document as well. So can be really effective. Also has all of our onboarding tasks in here, like creating the private Slack channel, add the bookmarks, right? But what you have to do first before you apply any type of template is you actually have to create a template. So this isn't a create a template tutorial. I'll do that in a future video, but this is how you would drag in a new template. Now, if you wanted this automated, where it's like every time you add a new task, a template automatically gets dropped in, well, you can do that as well. You simply go back to the automations tab, add a new automation, and this is when a task or a subtask is created. We can come here, and if we just type in template, it should pop up, apply a template, and then you just have to select a specific template. So if I use, once again, my new client onboarding template, I'm just going to go ahead and create that there, exit out, and then I can do just a quick test of any time that we add in this here. It should apply all of the features of that template. We'll take a peek, and there it is. All of my templates are added in there, all the subtasks in there as well. And if I click on details, there should be a client notes document. Perfect. So works perfectly on that side. So another really easy, quick automation that you guys can utilize on that side, resolve all these items, just applying those automated templates. It's super effective. That way you're not having to type out a bunch of stuff for like the onboarding subtasks, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys try out that automation as well. Now, status changes. This is a really effective one that is nice when, say you complete all of your subtasks or something along those lines, you can automatically move a status. Now, once again, this is going to be inside of the automations tab. We'll just simply add an automation, and we can kind of just see, hey, what specifically are we looking to change the status around? Okay. Sometimes it's when a task is created, right? Create a new task and it needs to go into a certain status. Maybe it's onboarding. Okay. We can go ahead and scroll down and see if there's anything else. Okay. So when all subtasks are resolved, this is one that we utilize frequently. We can go ahead and change the status. Okay. We can change the status to complete. Okay. So let's go ahead and do one of those test ones here. So the new client onboarding template. And let's go ahead and just resolve all of these subtasks here and see if it will go into the completed side. We'll just complete all of these real fast. And all of these kind of pop up. One more. All right. All of those subtasks have now been completed. And then there it goes. Okay. Enters into the completed status. So really cool automation there. If you want to do some status changes, those become really effective as well. And the very last one here is going to be the automated task triggers. This one's really nice for when things change in a status. You need new tasks to be populated. So this will also require some templates most likely, but let's go ahead and just open it up here in the automations tab. So this would be when a status changes. So kind of the flip side from, let's say, active to closed. And then from there, once the status changes, we're going to add a task. So let's go ahead and create a task. Okay. Now from here, we got to select the list that we want. And what's kind of cool about this is that we can do this in any list that we want to. But let's go ahead and go into here. And then I believe, okay, top automations. And then from here, we can select a template. So let's just go ahead and do our new client onboarding again, because that one is the easiest plug and play for us. And then we'll select a status of to do new client onboarding. Okay. So we'll just create that automation real fast. Okay, so now that that automation is set up, I went and clicked the show close. That way we can see what is closed here. And this is our last task. So I'm just going to hit this as complete. And you might have multiple statuses in here. This is really good if you have a creative agency. Say you're moving something from production to post-production and you want some new subtasks or new templates made from that. You can go ahead and just hit complete on that, or you move it to the next status, right? So if you go from production to post-production, when a task enters post-production, well, we could just move this task along and then have it apply a new template. So we can see here that the new template came into new client onboarding. This would be a pretty useless automation in my opinion. But you can kind of grasp why this is kind of a cool automation, is like down the line of whatever process you're running, you can apply new templates through every single stage. So if I open up here, the whole template is applied just like last time with all the subtasks. So if you have different tasks that need to get done in your onboarding process, or you have different phases of your onboarding process, this is really good as well. So some really cool automations there. I hope that's helpful for you guys. These automations, these integrations that I kind of teach on this channel are meant to make you guys a little bit more effective, a little bit more efficient, make it to where you can create some more profit margin because you don't need as many teammates, because you're doing less manual entry inside your project management software. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, because we're doing more of these ClickUp tutorials. These are some of my favorite ones to do, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.